Hello. I have an important message for you. Here's what's happening right now. We are being called to develop new systems, new networks outside of the control system that we live in. That control system is something that lives outside of us, and it's also something that lives inside of us. And in order to build something new, we need to break out of the internal control system. And the first thing that happens when we get faced with this need to do that, because we're feeling comfortable in something that we know, and we're being confronted with the limitations that are keeping us from what we desire and what we're being called to. And we're being called to those things for a reason. And so it requires us to shed the old programming and the old conditioning. But the first thing that happens when we get faced with that is we feel fear. And that fear is, part of it is that we're moving out of something that's familiar to us. So even though we really want to reach for something greater, something that inspires us, something that supports us, something that brings us to the greater, more exciting world that we need to create together, even though we desire all those things, the fear is that we're not equipped to be able to step into the unknown. And the truth is, the delusion is, or the illusion is, we are already in the unknown. We are already always stepping into the unknown. But we we have created sort of a fortress around us with our patterns and conditioning that makes us feel or sort of give us the illusion that we're safe. But at the same time as we're safe, we are we're not thriving, and we're not really happy, and we're not expanding, and we're not evolving, and we're not we're not entering into the birth and death cycle, because believe it or not, we need to continuously rebirth ourselves and also die, and then rebirth ourselves and die, and rebirth ourselves and die. And that's kind of painful. It's very painful, but it's necessary, and it's especially necessary right now. And it's something we need to greet enthusiastically, even though it's scary to move out of a space where we feel like we have a handle on everything. That control doesn't actually exist. And there are deeper levels of control that we need to let go of to align with divine will. And first we do the conditioning that we can see, and the stuff that scares us and confronts us. And then we have to move into those deeper layers. And if you feel called to something that is exciting, and it looks like it fulfills something that you feel inspired by or uplifted by, you have to answer that call, because it's time to develop sort of a buddy system where we can begin to help each other move through these things, and because we can accelerate this process so that we can then also come together as a collective to build something new that we have to build, because the old system is not serving us, and it is also it's feeding off of us, and we are keeping it alive by maintaining this internal control system that aligns us with this outer control system. So we have to get comfortable with stepping into the unknown and trusting that we are equipped to handle it, and recognizing that we are already in the unknown, and it's going to get even more unknown and foreign to us whether we stay in our comfort zone or whether we don't stay in our comfort zone. So this is the beginning of a message to just help motivate you to greet these confronting patterns with more enthusiasm, and try not to resist it. It's not something ugly about you. It's just something that you have to shed. And we shed these things, and we talked about the crystal's message, where the crystal is helping us move through patterns of disruption, and our original blueprint or pattern stays exactly the same. Those disruptions are sort of like a reflection. So it's like a lake that's placid and crystal clear, and then someone throws a rock into it and it creates all these ripples, and it's reflecting back the picture of the forest that is reflected into it, and it looks like the ripples are disturbing the forest when they actually aren't. The forest is still intact. So if you think of the forest as being that original pattern, reflecting into something that then gets disturbed, that's the reality of what's happening. And so we're going to pluck away or peel away those disturbances so that we can get to the core of what's real, and then we can build. Together we can build. And together we also need to help each other move through this. So some of us have done a bit of this work, and if you know people who have done a bit of this work, let them help you move through it. And recognize that the fear is about letting go of something that's familiar, but even though it's familiar, it's not serving you. This is just chapter 1. Part 1, whatever. I felt like really compelled to say this today. So hopefully there's something in it for you and for many. Thank you for listening.